Okay, it's a cold morning. It's actually frosty out here, but I'm going to be spraying outside. I just got an aerosol, simple aerosol. This was sprayed yesterday with an etch primer, acid etch. It makes a better key. Acid etch keys into the surface. It doesn't sit on the surface like regular primer. If you were doing the car bodywork, you would use acid etch, then regular primer, and then you'd use the final top coats. But I'm going to miss out the regular primer because at the end of the day, yeah, these are under the engine bay. I'm not looking for a show car. I just want it to be very presentable. Okay, and now what I must say, when you're spraying, whether you're using an aerosol or whether you're using a proper gun, you don't sort of wave the gun about. What you have to do, you need to be probably about 10 inches or about 300 millimeters away from the surface. If you go too close, you just get blobs and splodgers, and if it's too far away, it goes on dry. So around about this much, about 10 to 12 inches to sort of 300 millimeters, something like that, is usually about right. But what you don't do, you don't sort of wave. You have to keep the spray gun or the tin at a uniform sort of level. If it, these are easy because they're straight, but obviously if they lift it up in the middle, I'd have to sort of spray it and then lift the can away. So in short, I'm sort of spraying along like this, moving my arm. I'm not sort of going in the middle and just waving back and forth like this. You see people that can't pass. You see people spraying and they're waving, literally waving back and forth. What happens as the gun comes out? It's probably easier if I demonstrate my arm. This bit in the middle gets sprayed fine. As it goes over there, that goes on as a dry mist, and it comes up here. It's missing, and it lands on the apparatus, but it lands on dry. So let's just. I've actually got a drip. I'm working outside in the street because it's bloody freezing. Everything's frozen up, and the roof on the house is frozen. And I've just. But I think the guttering pipe must be frozen as well, and it's defrosting now. And I've got this towel trying to catch drips, but it's a bit of a nuisance. I think I'm going to move a bit further away from it. Actually, it just keeps literally just the odd little tiny drip every minute or so. You don't want moisture in your paint, but I think I'm going to get it. But never mind. What the hell? Yeah, I put this towel here to try and catch the drips, but it's what the hell? Just move a little bit further away. So I'm just going to. This has been shaken well. I'll do some on camera. I'm not going to do the whole thing because this will take me about, I've got all these bits over here. It'll take me a good 20 minutes or so to do them all. But it's easy enough. It's one of my neighbours. I say neighbour, she's not a well girl. She's an addict, I'm afraid. And her mother used to work for us years ago, and her mother died in one of our business premises. It's quite a shock, and the daughter's never adapted. She's a lovely girl, but I'm afraid she has real problems, and I've just seen her walk past. Oh dear, what a shame. Never mind. Anyway, right now then, where on earth's that splash coming from? It is splashing quite badly. I'm going to have to move them. Whether we can get this on camera. Right, let me just move these because they're getting very wet. It's ridiculous working outside in the street. It is what it is. Let's okay, so and I just do very, very light coats, not one big thick heavy one. It tends to dribble everywhere. So can't work out where this water's coming from. Putting an old towel down, trying to catch it. I don't want water in my paint, but I'm obviously going to have water in my paint, but never mind. So that as one coat, that's enough. You can see through it. You don't try and do the whole thing in one go. That's when you get runs. And notice I keep my hand uniform. I'm not sort of waving my arm about with the can. So about 10-12 inches away, And this is a relatively dry coat going on here, but that won't run. And I just have to move myself so that I can do around the front here. And it's slightly awkward because it's all different angles all the way around. It's different angles. I don't. It's so bright. I'm struggling. Is the camera focusing on that? Let's just There we go. It'd be very easy to be waving the can at it, but I can't. What I've got to do is work around in like a horseshoe shape. Continuing to keep the distance, the correct distance. And it does look a bit patchy. That's no problem. That's fine for one coat. I'll just have to go round the other side of the apparatus to do this one. Yeah, that's fine for one coat. I'll give that 2 or 3 minutes, and then in fact, let's just do this one. No idea if the camera's picking this up, but good to see Christine. Try not to get it all over the place. That's one coat. I'll probably do 4 or 5 coats, and it will get heavier and heavier. I won't spray them on heavier, but it will build up, obviously. It's just ridiculous if you just can't spray one big thick wet coat and expect it not to dribble. It does dribble everywhere. So it's a bit awkward with the camera here. I am struggling with the camera, and but you get the idea. And over here I've got quite a few more pieces to do. The water's not dribbling over there, and so that'll be a lot easier. And they're smaller pieces, but you do still have to do it in many coats. You can't just do big, thick, heavy, wet coats. So I'll get this on now because it is a very cold day. Even though it's extremely bright, the car's frozen, it's icy. So I want to leave this all day to harden and dry off before I start sort of trying to move them about. But I'll switch the camera off here and I'll do the rest off camera.